Hey guys, I'm Cthulhoracle23. I'm a variety streamer. I've been streaming for almost a year, starting at the end of March. I've been playing Final Fantasy, Far Cry, Cult of the Lamb. I play a lot of MMORPGs, horror, sci-fi, farming, and simulation games.
Welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy that you are. So go ahead and tell me about yourself.
I am a mom of a 5-year-old non-verbal autistic little boy. I am a chef of 10 years. I like basically watching anime and reading manga. I play video games. I like going to museums where I can also take my son, and I love baking.
Oh my gosh. Wow. You have so many hobbies. What the heck? I'm struggling with like
I know,
two hobbies.
I try to get like super engaged into a lot of things, especially like with my son, so he can have like a bit of a, more of a taste and educational experience while having fun at the same time.
Right. Yeah. So on top of all that, you're also a streamer. So let's talk about burnout for a second. Have you experienced it? Was it a slow burn or just this big, massive event, or what happened?
I experienced burnout a lot through different aspects of my life, with streaming, with special need parenting, with my current living situation being in California and how things can be a little bit crazy. So yes, I've been dealing with like burnouts from like all different parts of my life.
Yeah, definitely. So talking about streaming specifically, what's the hardest part about content creation for you?
Being on time.
Okay, yeah.
Being on time. I would have to say, for me, it's being on time, having the mental capacity to produce different content on different mediums. Like, you're streaming, but you also have to make sure that you're on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter and so many other media platforms. And sometimes trying to consistently match up with each of these different mediums can be a little bit exhausting. It can be a little bit overwhelming, and you're tempted to compare yourself, which is like the number one thing that you shouldn't do, because everyone has to go at their own pace. Everyone has the same destination, but everyone's journey is different.
Definitely. So how did you kind of approach your burnout, and how would you have approached it differently now that you've kind of learned from it?
In the beginning, when I literally first started streaming, I was doing 12-hour streams. I ended up diving all the way in, and I neglected my own self, and it just fueled the fire of the burnout. So when the burnout finally arrived, I couldn't get up in the morning. I was like, you know what? I can't stream today. And then the next day, I can't stream today. And then it just continued. And I had a talk with my brother. I spent some more time with my son, and I was, explaining to him the entire situation of it all. And he kind of said a thing that I would usually tell him. He's like, remember how you always tell me those who matter don't mind and those who mind don't matter? You kind of should probably take that advice for yourself. And I have a bad habit of giving people advice and not taking my own advice.
That's not just you. That's everyone.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. So I went from not being able to get out of bed. I was depressed. I felt like an absolute failure, to just giving myself some grace. The advice that I would give to my past self would be transparent. Be transparent with yourself. Be transparent with your community.
What specific advice would you give other streamers that are experiencing burnout or about to experience burnout themselves?
It's okay to take a step back. If you need a day, a month, a couple of years, or if you don't want to come back, that is perfectly fine. You can write in your journal, you can touch grass, have some fun experience outside, spend some time with family and friends, have a nice warm bath, make yourself your comfy meal, watch your favorite anime, but definitely give yourself some grace.
So how did you, or did you not, balance your personal life and streaming together?
I was lagging a lot in making streaming content because I was being a mom, and at the time I was working. I was falling behind in streaming to the point where it kind of ended up being neglected a little bit. And how I changed it was I actually made a schedule for myself. which is funny because it's like I couldn't keep up with my streaming schedule, but I was able to keep up with my IRL schedule. To help me not burn out as much, I can schedule streaming at a specific time where I know that my brain will, be at a comfortable level. So I think for me to help with avoiding burnout would be time management. Definitely not forgetting to eat and hydrate.
Okay, so
And,
I'm going to skip to this next question because I feel like we're kind of on that route, but physical and mental health is so important when it comes to streaming. What are some examples that you do that maybe you haven't already listed that has helped you through your burnout?
music.
Oh.
I listen to a lot of music. I'm a big fan of like the early 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s music. So that's one of the things I do. I will listen to music. I go hang out with my brother. I try to go see some of my friends when I can, and sometimes we go to the beach. We'll go get some K barbecue.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Well, do you have any last tips or advice on other streamers that are experiencing burnout?
My advice to streamers that are experiencing burnout is to first acknowledge that it is okay that you are feeling this way.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay to acknowledge that you are tired, that you need some rest, that you need to take back, and that you should do so. If you are experiencing burnout, please take that break. Please take that time to navigate how to process your burnout and find the things that brings you joy. Find the space that you can be in, whether it's, out of the house or with friends or family or your loved one, and just spend some time disconnecting.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we get so sucked in that we don't take a time to disconnect. We don't break away from technology. Take a technology break.
Mm-hmm. It's hard because you're managing a whole community, you're doing social media, and you have a phone that is now your work. And so if you're like, oh, I'll get off my PC, you just bring your PC with you. Or I know you don't have a PC actually. I'll get off stream on an Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you just bring it with you and it brings the work with you. And it's hard to like shut it down.
It's hard to shut it down. So it's like, I mean, if that's the case, turn off your notifications on your social media.
That's what I did.
The app for a day.
Yep.
Like you can delete the app for the day. You can turn off your notifications. You can have your friend hold your phone if need be.
Literally. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, perfect. That's it from me. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful that I could do this. I'm very grateful for you.
Yeah, it'll definitely help a lot of people. You had some really, really good points. All right, we're going to say goodbye to YouTube and then I'll say goodbye to you afterwards, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much again. And bye, YouTube.
Thank you.